The perfect pencil holder doesn't exist. Successful generals before being executed for treason. Emperors love it when you can show them you're better than they are at something they love. Elvis and his manager, after deciding to sell both I love Elvis badges and I hate Elvis badges in order to profit off of people who aren't buying Elvis merchandise. Colonial powers. We are going to adapt your ideas. For science right. For science right. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the sword of 1,000 truths? I'm afraid it is. Swords will always be outclassed by spears. Shut up. Shut up. Napoleon becoming emperor after receiving 99% of votes. Hey Ireland, why are you fighting for the Boers? I don't care if you win. I need England to lose. James Monroe accuses Alexander Hamilton of embezzling government funds. Alexander Hamilton, no, but I did cheat on my wife. Everyone, what Japan did in China and Korea during World War II was so brutal and inhumane. What happened there should be remembered. Meanwhile, Indonesia that had 3 million of its people killed by the Japanese during World War II and almost nobody remembers them. People with disabilities. Circus owners during 1800s. The rest of the world. When you make champagne it's still champagne. When I make champagne it's sparkling wine. That doesn't seem fair. The Czechs when they realized that they're not invited to the Munich argument. 1938. Colorized. Germany and Italy. France and Great Britain. Czechoslovakia. Where my representation. Christians when trying to make their religion more palatable to pagans by incorporating aspects of pagan religions into Easter. Can I offer you an ice egg in this trying time? Ancient Mesopotamians after putting wood and animal intestines together. Shredding intensifies. Found a federalist nation with the explicit plan of not having a standing army. Less than 300 years later be the greatest imperial power since the English. The 13 colonies declare unilateral independence from Great Britain and establish the untied states of America. Morocco, of all people. That is awesome. No one. Japan in the 30s and 40s. Sometimes you just wanna commit a war crime. What parents see. What the kid sees. European scientists waiting for the sailors to bring back a giant tortoise so they can give it a scientific name. The sailors on the way back. Diogenes when Alexander the Great said he could wish anything from him. Come closer. I need you to lean back. You're blocking the sun. France in war. France in a revolution. French revolutionaries when they find out that Bastille probably has a crapload of gunpowder in it. You're going to hell. What's in hell? People like you. What's in heaven? People like me. You need to work on your threats. German pilots. I can deliver powerful bombs with extreme accuracy. British pilots. I'm unmatched in dogfighting. Japanese pilots. I can die very effectively in a number of different ways. My British grandfather owning a holiday home on the west side of Turkey. Who would have thought? After all these years, I'd return to the scene of my greatest military disgrace. As a tourist. Romans. If you keep talking about Jesus we'll feed you to lions. Christians. Your terms are acceptable. I need you to arrest Napoleon. Okay. Few days later. If you want to kill your emperor, here I am. Long live the emperor. The United States while occupying a country. Here. Have some baseball and or spam. Pope Urban II. Guys, you know you can achieve expiation of all your sins if you go kill people in the Holy Land. European Christians who happen to enjoy stabbing people. Gonna wait for independent India to collapse into a million small countries. Day 1. Day 2. Day 27,375. Are you going to sleep? Yes I am. Now shut up. France is the only country where the sun never sets. The French reaction after 2 French agents are caught after bombing a New Zealand port in 1985. The Dutch after they ate the dodo bird. The Dutch after they ate their prime minister. This is some serious gourmet crap. Ancient Greeks inventing threesomes. Romans finding out you can add women. Jur eating steak and eggs. On a US naval ship in the South Pacific, 1943. When you order a Trabant and have to collect it in 10 years time, but the plumber is coming on that day. These are our islands. The Falkland Islands. Argentina. Yup, UK. We already owned them before and got them back from the war, right? Yes. So that must mean they're ours. That makes sense to me. So stop saying that they're yours. But they're ours though. Napoleon dealing with half of Europe. Napoleon dealing with Spanish guerrillas. Norway-Finland relations. You got independence in the early 20th century too. Oh my god, twinsies. No way. We were like meant to be BFFs. Let's go to Starbucks. Denmark-Sweden relations. Let's go start another pointless war. Hell yeah. Every legend has a weakness. Samson. Achilles. Every empire ever. Nomads. England, I'm fighting for my queen. Russia, I'm fighting for my Tsar. Serbia, I'm fighting for my freaking life. American when France asks why they want help fighting the British. I wanna prove I'm strong and independent, and I can't do that alone. New password, Byzantine Empire in 565, strong. Byzantine Empire in 1453, weak. Napoleon when Prussia declares war on France. Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary. Napoleon 19 days later, you're a freaking disappointment. Who would win? The laws of the Roman Catholic Church, which has been effective for approximately 1,000 years. One horny boy. Mussolini marched on Rome. Mussolini's supporters marched on Rome. He was in Milan, so he could flee if the march failed. How HBO wants you to think it looked. How it really looked. I can fix him. Yes, the Holy Roman Empire looked like that. Napoleon going through Europe and giving every small city their own country. Persecution of Christians in pagan Rome. History nerds. Persecution of pagans in Christian Rome. Persecution of Christians in the caliphates. Every country choosing colors for the flags based on what they represent. Charles III of Spain choosing as flag the winner of a national contest because the colors can be easily seen at sea. Poets of the time writing in Latin and using a set rhyme scheme. Dante inventing his own rhyme scheme and dialect that later became the basis of modern Italian. The USA when George Washington wanted to return to his farm then be president. What? Allies, we defeated Napoleon. It's time for the French to pay for everything. Charles Maurice de Talleyrand. No. Swedes trying to invade Copenhagen. Danish Navy being superior to the Swedish Navy. It's winter meaning the Swedish infantry can run across the ice and invade. Danish artillery firing the ice resulting in 1,700 Swedes drowning. Germany inflation 1923 29,500%. Hungary hyperinflation 1946, 41 quintillion 900 quadrillion %. Fries were invented in Paris. Fries were invented in Paris and were already called French fries. And were already called French fries before the First World War. Before the First World War. Fries were invented in Paris and were already called French fries before the First World War. We invented French fries and they are called that way because our French-speaking soldiers gave some to American soldiers in World War I. The Worm defeating France in 6 weeks. Napoleon taking Berlin in 19 days. The Greeks were so full of wisdom. So civilized too. No, man is a featherless biped. Behold, a man. If I had a nickel for every time an Arab farmer found a religious text in a cave, I'd have 3 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Gravity and the laws of motion. Remembering Isaac Newton. His work on light. The fact that he invented the ridges on coins and was essentially the first person to use modern chemistry methods. Vietnamese celebrating the end of the American conflict. The Vietnamese who actually fought in the war. People of the past, when their settlement is burned for the 3rd time in 2 years. Ah crap, here we go again.